Leave a like on this video right now because it took me so many attempts for my thumbnail to not be ugly. Do you want to see my previous 3 attempts at a thumbnail? If you ever wonder why I used to be so cocky in my videos, but not anymore, it's because I had to go through hundreds of photos like that before I realized that maybe I wasn't as special as my mom told me I was.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
We all know that feeling, alright? You wake up, you stretch a little bit, and then bam, it's 5 p.m. and you forgot to turn in 2 assignments. I mean, there were so many moments like that in college where I just really wanted to give up because I felt like things were hopeless. So I just kept questioning, like, what's the point of even going on? But it did suck to feel like everyone was piecing their lives together and you were over here struggling to put on your Jimmy Jammies without help. It's even worse with a group assignment because then you're being pressured by people you don't even like to do an assignment you don't even know how to do, nor do you care for, in a timely manner when you're just trying to have a nice day. Just woke up. Don't have depression. Today's a good day. I mean, it just feels like you're personally being attacked. Yeah, screw you, Tim. But there's a reason we find a silver lining through all these things. Purpose. It's what drives us to do the things that we want to do. It's why we can do so many things in a row without getting tired and still feeling productive and accomplishing. You want to know why? Because it's fun in a way. We as human beings love challenging ourselves to do better, to become more than we were yesterday.
The news reported that the United States is the second most obese country in the world, unfortunately. How upset does that make you feel that we're not in first place?
That's why sometimes when we have a lot going on, we can oftentimes get through them when we know that they're good for us in the long term. Contrary, whenever I have nothing to do, sorry, I keep doing this. I don't know what to do with my hands, but contrary, whenever I have nothing to do, and I just watch like 2 YouTube videos in a row and I'm already so freaking tired, and so bored. I don't even know why. Isn't that funny? I can go to class and then I can have like a part-time job for 3 hours, go to the gym for 1 hour, then go home and do homework and grind at it for 5 hours, and I'll still feel less tired than if I were to do absolutely nothing. That's because jumping from video to video is not purposeful. Unless you're watching my videos. Keep doing that because they're good for you. Watching my videos helps you spread your genes onto the next generation. This is why it's so absolutely critical for you to have structure in your life. I mean, a lot of gurus out there are talking about how to manage your time better and do this and do that, become a time master. But they never talk about why you would even want to manage your time in the first place. What's stopping me from doing nothing? Okay, first of all, no structure makes your time feel wasted and spread thin. It absolutely drains you of all motivation and life energy to do anything at all. Trust me, no matter how good you are at managing your time, it's not even gonna matter if you don't even want to manage your own time. I mean, have you ever just had so many things to do, but instead decided to take a nap? Yeah, it's like that. Then you complain that you have no time, but the truth is you did have all the time in the world. Not really, you did have some time, but instead you took it by the head and shot it with a shotgun, and now it's over there dead. But the good news is that you can actually revive it with something called a piece of paper. Okay, just write down the tasks that you need to do, all right? Write them down, that way you get that oh so satisfying feeling of crossing it off and look at the long-term picture, okay? What is it that you really want to get from all of this, okay? If you're watching, chances are you're in college and your long-term goal is probably graduate, get a nice job, get some money for the honeys, be able to pay rent, have a nice stable future, provide for a family, something like that, okay? So what does that look like in terms of short-term tasks that you can do right now, that you can write down and feel good about it, okay? Let's say you can go to class, obviously. You can write down like, go to the gym after class, keep that body fit and in shape, and then at 7 p.m., biology homework, something like that, and make sure at night, get enough sleep after all that's done. Oh, wait, dinner with friends, something like that, social. Because a well-rounded future is not all just about money, right? So you want to be like social. Okay, delegate your tasks if you have to, all right? I mean, just put your ego and laziness aside for like 5 seconds and just ask a friend for help, ask a professor for help. I mean, it's better than killing yourself over a question that you could never even solve by yourself anyways. I mean, let's be honest, guys. I mean, one time I just straight up asked my friend for all the answers to the homework, and I just kind of copied it. I mean, I kind of like changed some like letterings around. For example, his name, changed it to my name. Thanks, Victor. And just remember that each homework question could potentially take like 20 minutes. Just because you'll get stuck so often, it's unbelievable. It's crazy. I hate it. But just remember that. So don't go and get like 3 extracurricular activities if you can't handle it, all right? Because trust me, school is gonna just take up most of your time. Believe it or not, you do need sleep. So handle yourself. And when it comes to doing your tasks in the most productive way possible, you need to remove willpower out of the equation, all right? Stop thinking you're so strong and mighty, Hercules. You know, I don't care, I can do all this because I have such strong willpower, you know? No, willpower is actually a myth, okay? Everyone has a finite amount. So you want to try to not use that as much as possible, okay? So for example, how do you do this? If there's an enticing video game next to you or your phone or something, literally every second that you do homework, it's gonna drain you of more energy than it should, just because that option is right there. So every time you're doing homework, you have to constantly say no subconsciously to the distraction, okay? So out of sight, out of mind, try to take it and just put it somewhere else or make it harder for you to access. Give it to a friend or something. And just make sure your environment is fit to be productive. That way you don't even have to use your willpower. Work smart, not hard, right guys? In terms of your phone, I know phones can be pretty distracting because there's Reddit, Instagram, all this, TikTok. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend just shutting off your phone completely. I would recommend just maybe like putting it across the room or something. That way you can't just easily grab it and just scroll. And I know phones are pretty hard because they're a distraction, but they're necessary. So I'd recommend just putting it across the room and maybe not just turning it off completely. Because one time, I have a funny story of my frat. They told me to go somewhere at 8:30, and I checked my phone at 8:30 because I was about to head out or something. And they texted me 30 minutes ago at 8 saying, show up at 8. So I showed up and they blamed me for being late. And I was just like, TF, BRO, STFU. TTYEICLAB. You, it's your fault. I'm just over here trying to do homework. You told me 8:30, so I try to show up at 8:30. You know, because apparently phones are a good method of communication. Just remember that we as individuals are pretty weak, so it's important to have an environment where you can just be the most productive, where it's most ideal to be productive. So that way time management just becomes a game of letting other things manage your time for you. Whether it's the structure of your life or whether it's the environment that you live in, let things do it for you, and that way you can just focus on the here and now to do your tasks 100%. That way you can be where you want to be later on. My name's Trong, and I'll see you guys next time. Hi, my name's Trong.